Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to be exploring around Fort Niagara State Park, which is right at the town of Youngstown, which is about 15 miles north of Niagara Falls. And in this park, they have the old Fort Niagara that was used to defend marauders coming in off of Lake Ontario. And they also have here quite a few sporting fields and a public swimming pool that is open during the summer. So come along with me and let's see what is here at Fort Niagara. And I think you'll find the old fort very interesting. Let's take a look. This is the south entrance of Fort Niagara State Park. Huge lawn area with some rugby or soccer courts. And here's a little bit of history of Fort Niagara. And here's some more details on it. I bet that hill is fun in the winter when it's full of snow. And this is the archway where the best marksmen pass under. The sign says here. Not only that, but the world's best marksman. And yes, this is a rifle range and archery range. These are all the Army units that were staged here at some time. And this building is the Niagara Post Theater. That's the front of the theater building. And next to that is this huge building. And I have looked all around it and I cannot find any sign saying what it is. It looks like barracks to me. And boy, I tell you, they are soccer crazy around here. There is soccer field number 16. And this huge building is the Commandant's house. There's got to be more to it than just the Commandant's house, I'm thinking. And this building that is guarded by 2 cannons is the Bachelor's Officers' Quarters and Open Mess. Even the boat launch is guarded by a cannon. I'm gonna go down and take a look at it here. Well, there it is, and there's more things down here too. Here's another boat launch, and they've got this floating boardwalk going between the 2 boat launches. Well, let's take a closer look on the other side of Lake Ontario at this point. That noise you hear is the floating boat launch. And then way off to the right is where Lake Ontario goes out into open water right there. And off to the right you can see the old fort right there. And they also have a public swimming pool here. Opens at 11:15. And it is a huge pool. Can you see those buildings very faintly there? And this real tall tower right in the middle there. All of these buildings is, guess what? Toronto. That's the Toronto skyline, way on the other side of Lake Ontario. They've turned this building into their visitor center. I like this brick trailer. To go in and see the old fort, you have to go through the visitor center. So they can charge you $17. They've got this small museum here, which has a lot of pictures but not many artifacts. There's the lighthouse, and this must be the lighthouse keeper's residence. Well, let's go walking around the old fort. Looks like it used to be surrounded by a moat. They do have a drawbridge here. That's now the main entrance. Got a lot of leftover cannons here. And here I can go up the stairs, see what's up there. They got two cannons up here that are aimed at the fort. And also some more out here. Well, at least one of them is aimed at the lake. This is a nice view. And I'm going to pan out here. The building's right along the shore. I think these dates are the dates that it was used. And this building to the left is open. So I'm going to go in it. Has this fireplace and some artifacts. And here is a model of the fort. Here's a really large model of all of the Great Lakes. And here you can see all the battles, other incidences, and the dates. And the powder magazine is open. Just 2 rows of stacks of barrels. I wonder if they still have powder in them. Next to that is a black log cabin. And here are the fort walls. And outside this gate is a very nicely restored building and lawns. Small marina there. Now I'm outside the walls. There's a couple soldiers still working here after all these years. Well, let's go see what it looks like up here. Who could have guessed? More cannons. At least these are aimed out to the lake. Well, 2 of them are. This one is aimed at their own buildings. Good grief.
At this time, there will be a mortar firing demonstration by the riverside. That's right, over here. I say artillery, I mean the big guns. Big guns usually mean, of course, cannons, like the one in the center of the grounds, or the one up there on the sea wall. But cannons are a bit too straightforward for us today, and I mean that in the most literal sense of the word. Because cannons are meant to shoot straight through things, namely buildings, ships, and people just like you. Now take a look at that gun over here. Does that gun, with its permanent upward angle of 45 degrees, look like it is meant to shoot straight through things, or arc over walls and explode near the people behind the walls? Everything that we have just done involves loading the bag of gunpowder first. Now, on an ordinary cannon,
I can smell
your
it.
bag of gunpowder and your projectile are joined together into one unit, making it easier to load, quicker to load, and more efficient. Load bomb. We load the bomb with the fuse pointing outward.
Wow. All that from such a tiny little cannon.
Not over yet, ladies. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for
Well, that was a nice demonstration.
and give yourselves a huge round of applause. Enjoy the rest of your
Now let's go in this building. There's a dining table. I don't know what this really long table is. And there's one little bed. And in here, I think this is the supply house. This room's got 4 bunk beds. So the ground floor is several rooms like this. Fireplace. This is the second floor. Oh, the long tables. That's for storing whatever this is.
Joking.
And there's several small rooms like this. I wonder why they have the stained colored windows. There's a bedroom. Yeah, these rooms I think are just for the officers' use. Such a large room with just one bed. And this room has dining table.
Welcome to the Commandant's Quarters as they appeared in the early 1750s. The Commandant was usually a captain in La Compagnie Franche de la Marine, the French colonial infantry. He was responsible for defending the fort against attack, negotiating with Native Americans, supervising the fur trade, and maintaining the condition of the fortress and its garrison. At Niagara, he also had to oversee the condition of the portage road around Niagara Falls.
Now the third floor is just this one huge room. I bet this was Party Central. And the room is surrounded by these windows with those vertical holes where you can aim guns out. They're all around the room. So you put your gun here, and then you can see above it where you're aiming it. Well, that's it for the big building. I bet the few ladies they had around here were very popular. Well, next is this building. Well, this just has some bunk beds, and then you can go up to the second floor. Got a gun rack here, and then stairs to the third floor. So the penthouse here has one cannon aimed out at the lake and another cannon aimed out into their own courtyards. Or actually it's aimed at the visitor center. Well, I think I've seen most everything here at the fort. It's interesting, especially if you have an interest in this kind of thing. So let me know in the comments below what you think about the video. Good day, folks.